Jeep Gladiator is the perfect mix of comfort, quickness, and utility. If you're in the market for a mid-size truck, you must check out the Jeep Gladiator. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. And that's right, in my opinion, the Jeep Gladiator is the perfect mix of comfort, quickness, and utility. And if you're in the market and you're looking for a mid-size truck, heck, maybe even you're considering a full-size truck, you need to check out the Jeep Gladiator. You know, I could be a bit biased because I do love the Jeep Gladiator, and I've had one now for pushing about a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. This is actually my second one, and there is really only one ding against the Jeep Gladiator, and I'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. But what am I talking about? How can a Jeep be comfortable? Well, it is. You know, Stabilus, Jeep, Mopar, whoever designed this thing, they did an awesome job in doing it. You know, it's not just a Jeep Wrangler with a bed on the back. Now, I will admit, it does share a lot of DNA with the Jeep Wrangler. I mean, pretty much, you know, from the back seats up, it is a Jeep Wrangler, admittedly. But there are subtle differences. It has bigger slots in the grille. It has a whole new rear end. They had to do that to accommodate the bed that's on the back. But it is awesome the way that they have it set up. You know, I thought when I first got in one of these that it would ride, you know, rough. It would be a truck, the old thinking of how rough trucks are, which they've come a long way, by the way. Trucks these days are so much better than they used to be. I actually drove a full-size Chevy pickup truck, long bed, and it was a single cab back in the day when I was in high school. And I gotta say, that thing was horrendous. The Jeep Gladiator is nothing like that. It's nice and smooth. The seats are comfortable. You can get comfortable in them because they gave us enough adjustment in the seat so that you don't feel like you're leaning forward or like the front of the seat is too high. Have you ever had that? You ever gone on a long distance trip? After a while of sitting in the seat, you start to feel the front part of the seat kind of stabbing you underneath your legs. Nothing like that in the Jeep Gladiator. They have no problems whatsoever getting comfortable. Now, let's talk about quickness. It's something you might find a little bit strange when you're talking about a Jeep or a truck. You know, it doesn't have some hopped up motor in it. I have done a couple of things. Of course, I have the cold air intake on it. It's the air raid. You may hear it, and that's the only benefit that I think the cold air intake gives to the Jeep is just sound. I have not noticed any extra quickness because of it. Now, one thing that I have done that's changed how fast it accelerates, doesn't add any horsepower, and that is the Sprint Booster. I have a Sprint Booster on this, and if you're not familiar with what that device is, it connects at the throttle, or the accelerator, I should say. You know, the thing you push on used to be a gas pedal, and it eliminates throttle lag so that when you hit the gas, the accelerator, it goes. Now, the Jeep didn't have a lot of throttle lag to begin with, but this just takes the edge off. That little extra that you need so that you can utilize all of the power that the motor has, the engine, and it's awesome. I love it. But the Jeep is quick, like I said, out of the box anyway. I would say of all the mid-size trucks that I've had or driven, the Jeep Gladiator is by far the quickest. Now, that may not be important to you. Maybe it is. It is to me. When I'm in any vehicle and I hit the gas, I want it to go, right? I don't want to be sitting at the stoplight waiting for it to kick in. I don't want to be getting on the freeway, you know, those entrance ramps where you need to get on it sometimes because, let's face it, we're impatient. When I hit the gas and I'm trying to get into traffic that's traveling, I don't know, 65, 80 miles an hour, I want it to jump up and go, and the Jeep Gladiator does. It's amazing to me how quick this thing is. And they've designed it in such a way that it's smooth. Everything in it is smooth. The transmission married with the engine that's in this truck is the perfect match. I wouldn't change a thing about it. It's awesome. Next up is utility. You know, utility can mean a lot of different things, from taking the top off to be able to enjoy the Jeep, which you can certainly do. You can strip this thing down to basically just the frame of the truck, take the doors off, take the tops off, take everything off, if you're into doing that. You know, if I lived somewhere where it never rained, I would have mine off all the time because I just think it's cool. It's an open air experience and it is fun. But also, we have the bed on the back. You know, for the weekend warriors out there, which I think is probably a pretty big majority of the people that buy the Jeep Gladiator. I know not so much where I'm at here in South Texas, but where I came from up in Columbus, Ohio, they're prevalent. They're everywhere up there. And I got to tell you, they're not doing a lot of off-roading. It's the suburbs. They're going out on the weekends and picking up some flowers and some bushes and some mulch, particularly mulch. I got to say, up in Ohio, they love their mulch. It's a staple. If you live in Columbus, Ohio, you better like mulch or you should just live somewhere else. But the Gladiator is very handy for that kind of thing. You know, you don't have to have a great big giant full-size truck, something that you probably aren't going to be able to fit in your garage. And of course, up in Ohio, they have winters. You come out, you have to scrape it off, it steams up, it's just no fun. I know, I've done it. So the utility of it is just that little extra that pushes it over the edge. You know, you might be looking at, let's say, maybe an SUV. And, you know, SUVs have their place, I guess, for families. But, you know, the Jeep Gladiator gives you pretty much everything an SUV gives you, including the bed. And it's spacious inside. You know, I've got another truck. I've actually got two other trucks, a full-size Tundra and a Toyota Tacoma, another midsize. And it just feels so much bigger and open inside. I don't know if it's because of a higher roof line. I don't know if it's because of the squareness. I mean, it's basically a rectangle on wheels. And you sit up higher so you have more window space maybe. I don't know what it is, but it just feels so much more open and airy inside the Jeep Gladiator as compared to the Tacoma. And it gives you that non-claustrophobic feel, if you will. I know sometimes when I get in the Tacoma, I feel a lot more confined in there. It's not horrible, but you definitely can feel the difference. Anyway, I just wanted to get on primarily, you know, to talk to anybody out there who's in the market, maybe looking to pick up a Jeep Gladiator. You definitely need to give it a try. It is a must drive if you're in the market and you're trying to decide what size truck or what truck altogether that you want. Do yourself a favor, take one for a test drive. I'll be shocked if you don't love it too. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know if you were in the market and you were looking at one and you did decide to go out and drive a Jeep Gladiator. Did you pick one up? And if you didn't, why not? I'd be curious to know. Also, I do have two additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay comfortable out there. Bye.